Hello, welcome back to Tarot Time with Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedlys. So, Brian Laundrie, there's been some bits and pieces, stuff found. I would like to delve into that this morning. This is for entertainment purposes and allegedlys. Don't want to be sued here. Here we go. If you hear any noise in the background, that would be tree cutters in the neighborhood. We got some lumberjacks around. So I hear the humming and buzzing of trees being cut down. So anyways, I thought I'd get started anyways because it's early in the morning. I'm having my coffee. Good morning. Good morning. And anyways, so I threw some of these cards down. I thought, okay, let's see. Is it him? Is it Brian Laundrie that they found? Was that Brian Laundrie? Because there are so many narratives going around, as we know. John Walsh thought he was in Mexico. Dog the Bounty Hunter thought he was in the Appalachian Mountains. Countless friends and people that I know thought that with the mask situation that we have now, he could shave, wear a mask, wear a hat and sunglasses, and he can be out in public and wander around and get necessary food items and still be out there and hiding, out in the general public. I heard all kinds of narratives, such as his parents are funding him and he's out of the country. I did hold my ground saying that he's going to end up dead and basically animal food. So here we go. Let's find out. I'm going to ask the pendulum. This will be my third time this morning. I did it twice without the camera on. So was that Brian Laundrie that they found, that deceased individual, parts, whatever, was that Brian Laundrie that they recently found, the FBI? Yes, it is. So that is my third yes this morning. It is Brian Laundrie. So I am going to get kind of gruesome with some of my questions. So if this is not for you, just letting you know. Because someone did ask me, can you get a little more detailed, which means being a little kind of more ruthless, I guess, with my questions. With someone like this, I don't really care. I'm okay with it because of what he did. So anyways, what I have here with my red bicycle deck, which is the Joseph Magi system here that I like to do, as many of you know that follow me on my other channel. What I have here, what I threw on him was the Three of Hearts in reverse. So basically, there was not going to be any more creation expansion with Gabby. The friendship was going into reverse, and she was not going to support his love anymore, which he viewed her as being very cold and unkind, to want to cut him out, basically. And then I have a finish line card here. She was done with him. She was ready to break up with him because there was too much torment, torment with him. And due to that, he did not like the idea. He really wanted to continue on, but also did not like the fact that she was working, because I have here the Ten of Wands in reverse, which is the career card. He did not want her working that job. Lots of envy, jealousy. I've gotten this before on him. He didn't want to be cut out, so he tended to become the King of Hearts in reverse. He would flip and flop between the loving energy, supportive energy, to very abusive. So he flipped into abusive mode and didn't want that burden of oppression of being dumped. And he, calculating these two together, came to olive tree. He really expected to marry her. He did not want to get cut out. He went into total freak mode because he would flip-flop from King of Hearts upright to King of Hearts in reverse. So he had that dark shadow side of himself. Did not want to get cut out. So that's why he did what he did. Just another confirmation of why he did what he did. He expected that she would be the mother of his children. That she would put up with his flipping from being loving to being abusive, and she was not willing to do so. She decided that, no, I'm cutting you out, with the Queen of Swords in reverse. With the Queen of Swords in reverse, she became cold and bitter and cruel and decided, no, it's time to cut you out. We have a finish line here. I'm done with you. We're not going to create any more love here. We're done. There's nothing sweet going on here. That calculated here comes to 24. 24 comes to incubus succubus. She viewed him as a parasite clinger-on, taking her, he was just a clinger-on. And she realized he was an incubus succubus, a dark person, and this came to Olive Tree. So it was time to get rid of the parasite attaching herself that was affecting her growth, because the tree also, that tree represents growth. So he was going to affect her growth, so she decided it was time to dump him. And so that's why he did it. So that's just kind of going back over his reasoning why he did it. And I get that was him. What I want to know now was, did he offer himself up to gators? Did he offer himself up to gators? Did he just do it by suicide? It's crazy what people can think of when you're in a bad place. Did he offer himself up to gators? Did Brian Laundrie offer himself up to the gators? No. Was he attacked? Was he attacked? While he was out there, was he under attack by an animal or any animal? Yes. Okay, so was it suicide? Did he commit suicide? Did Brian Laundrie commit suicide? No, he didn't. So did a gator attack him? Did a gator attack him? Was he attacked by a gator? Was he attacked by a gator? Yes. So I get he was attacked by a gator, you guys. Let's ask, was he attacked by a snake? Let's just go through some of the possibilities here. Was he attacked by a snake? No. No. Was he attacked by a boar? Was he attacked by a boar? Because that's another animal that's out there. Was he attacked by a boar? A wild boar? Was he attacked by a wild boar? Kind of circulating. Was he? No. No, he was attacked by a gator, you guys. That's what I got. It was a gator attack and gator food. And they probably did the death roll on him. So he got stepped into the wrong area. It was a wet area he was in. Apparently it was a very wet. At one time it was underwater for a while. So he got into some rough, wet area. And it didn't go well for him. So I do get that is him completely. I know that some people think that there could be, because the parents found him within 30 minutes when the FBI couldn't find him in, over a month. So let's go through that narrative. Is that someone else's body and everything's been planted? Is that someone else's body and everything planted? No. Did the parents have anything to do with this finding? Did they have anything to do with this body and items being there? No. Is the parents fully shocked by this situation? Are they fully shocked and surprised by this situation? No. Okay, so they were expecting him to not probably work out. He had mediocre skills, and so I would say they must have just known where he liked to go, and they were holding back. So let's find out. Why were they holding back? They held back. Why were they holding back? They were holding back because they were hoping for the world. They were hoping that he would succeed. I did a little meditation last night too. And that's basically what I got, is that they were hoping he would succeed while he was out and about, and they really weren't wanting to help him fail. They were hoping for the best for him, and that maybe later on they could hook up with him years down the road if he went on the run and he was successful. They were hoping he would be successful on the run, is basically that he would have total success with the world card of being on the run within the world. So they didn't want to sabotage his run. But they did not participate so much. And then also I have here the 8 of Wands upright. With the 8 of Wands upright, that is love arrows, that is quick movement. They were hoping that he could have quick movement and that he would be very successful in doing it on the run. So they wanted him to be successful on the run. That is what they were hoping for. They were hoping for the best for him, but expecting the worst is what I got from my meditation. They really weren't expecting him to succeed because it's pretty brutal. And then we have here the Fool in reverse. Yes, they didn't expect that this journey would work, that it would be a failed journey. So that's how I see that. And then also I have here the Six of Cups upright. So with the Six of Cups upright, they were hoping that things could turn around for him, that he would find some harmony, and that maybe things would turn around for him while he's on the run. Maybe they would find another killer. He didn't do it, kind of thing. So let's pull some more. Let's clarify some of these. Let's get some more. We've got here the Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant is a sacred truth and guidance. It's morals and duty. So they're probably hoping that maybe some other truth would come out that would bail him out. It's looking like that maybe he didn't do it. We have here Two of Pentacles in the reverse position. So that is a breakup, disinterested. So that maybe if he's out on the run long enough, some sacred truth would come out that would divert any attention from him, and then maybe they would lose interest in him and go look elsewhere, is what I'm feeling here. So really they were kind of fantasizing that maybe he did not do this, that this was someone else. We have here the Eight of Cups in the upright position also. So that is seeking and moving on, that maybe the authorities would move on, go look elsewhere. Yeah, just give up on looking for him in essence. And the Five of Pentacles upright. So that is, you know, feeling that they don't want to draw attention to it anymore. You know, this is poverty and loss. It was a loss looking for him. They couldn't find him. And this position is recovery. Hope returns and recovery. They were hoping that they would not recover him, that he would be able to continue on his path, and with the Magician in reverse, that he made it happen, but they were not expecting the best. They were hoping for them, hoping for this position, but they were expecting the worst. But they were hoping for the best for him on his run, and he would find some kind of level of success and continue on the run, but really expected a failure. I've got two failure cards here. You know, I've got the Fool in reverse and the Magician in reverse. So they were hoping for the best for him, but expecting the worst. In all due respect here. And they really were hoping that someone else would get blamed for it, and they would lose interest in him and go looking for someone else, and that he would continue on and be successful in the world while he would be fast and speedy on the run here and not fail on the run, that he would be able to keep running, and that eventually at some point in time they were broken now. The relationship's broken now, but maybe at a later date, sometime, reconnect. So that's what I'm getting from the parents. But I don't get really involvement on that run. I'm going to ask the pendulum again. Was there heavy involvement of the parents of him being on the run, of Brian being on the run? Were they heavily involved on the process? No. Were they just hoping that he would be successful on the run? Were they hoping that he would just be successful on the run? Yes. Yes. Were they expecting the worst, though? Were they expecting the worst? Were they expecting the worst? Yes, but expecting the worst. And that's what they got. So that's how I feel about it. I know a lot of people think differently. Let's find out how his sister's feeling today about this, because she's kind of been discarded by the family. She is the black sheep, she's the one they scapegoated, basically. Didn't fit in with the family, so she's the empathetic one, basically, and they are the unempathetic ones, and the one with the most empathy got discarded. Go figure. Because she was probably speaking the truth and didn't like the way the family dynamics were. So let's figure out, how does she feel? How does she feel? How does his sister feel? How does his sister feel? Brian Laundrie's sister. How does she feel today? She feels here that is a Nine of Cups in reverse. So that is not feeling too pleasurable. The door's closed now in essence. It's an open door card, but it's in reverse. So it's basically over. And it's not a fulfillment in reverse. Needing a glass of wine to to calm down too, to be honest. We have here the moon energy. The moon energy in reverse. So with the moon energy in reverse is the truth is revealed. They found him. And it's confession time card. So basically there is no confession since he's dead, but the truth came out. They found him. So they found the truth. They found the truth of finding him with the Six of Pentacles upright, which is basically a gift. Finding him was a gift. It brings back balance. It's a receiving card. It's a giving and receiving. So they were able to receive him, and the truth came out, and she's not feeling too fulfilled. How can you be? I mean, come on. It is her brother. I'm sure she loves him, even though he is who he is. She still has love for him. We have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse position in the center of the deck, and that is poverty mindset and vulnerability. So she's feeling very vulnerable right now. There's a lot of conflicts here. It's not over because people are still going to have questions. People are still going to have lots of questions about her brother. And then we have here at the bottom of the deck, is Temperance. She's just going to try and keep her cool, stay calm and centered and grounded through the process, because the process is not over. People are going to have a lot of questions. And so she knows this is not over just yet. It's got a ways to go still, and she is definitely going to try and keep her cool. But definitely not fulfilled with the situation, because after all, it is her blood brother. So that is how that is for her. Let's find out. Let's find out how Gabby's parents feel in the situation. How does Gabby's parents feel in this situation? Please be clear. How does Gabby's parents feel in this situation? Gabby's parents. How are they feeling? I know they wanted him captured alive, but let's find out. Here we go. First card here, we have here Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups upright. So he was the dream lover at one time. The just do it. But in the reverse position, they can be moody, and they can be passive aggressive, and they can cause a lot of conflicts between the head and the heart. So they have some conflicts also. Not only they caught the lover, but they're feeling kind of conflicted between the head and the heart, quite possibly, with this card coming out. Let's find out what else they have here. We have here the Knight of Pentacles in the upright position. So this is with the Knight of Pentacles in the upright position. This is they found him. You know, they captured him, but it's not in the best position here. But they did get him. They did get him, and then they have this conflicting feeling here. With the Knight of Pentacles in the upright position, you know, at one time they trusted him. They did trust him. They trusted him. They cared about him. So now they're having kind of some nostalgic vibes here is what I'm feeling, because they realize he's dead. And so they're kind of going into a little bit of nostalgia of what he used to be when things were good, because they knew him when he was in high school, or they dated since high school. So they're kind of feeling kind of nostalgia of what went wrong here. You know, he used to be very reliable and the dream lover here. And what else do we have here? And then we have here the World in reverse. So that's public failure. He ended up being a major public failure is the outcome there between these two, flanking between the fact he used to be very responsible and the dream lover. But what a public failure it ended up being. Major public failure. Find out what else does the parents feel here. We have here the upright, Three of Swords. Three of Swords upright is heartache, sorrow, and divide. He created heartache, sorrow, and divide, and now everybody needs to heal. Yes, he did. He created that. And we also have here between the lovers. The lovers were breaking up. The lovers were breaking up. She was going to break up with him in this position. They realized she was going to dump him. And he killed her and created this heartache, sorrow, and divide and a very massive public failure. But at one time, he was the lover boy. He was very reliable, and they liked him a lot. What's under the surface? What's under the surface is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. So that is someone who is successful. They were hoping that the relationship would be successful. The father was really hoping that this would be a successful union. The master of the coin, very successful. So they thought this relationship would be successful also. In the center of the deck, what do I have here? The Six of Cups in the reverse position. So that is basically everybody's broken. It's a broken harmony. The harmony is not there. It was total broken harmony because of his behavior. He broke the harmony with his reliability and being the lover boy, and he broke the harmony of them being able to become master of the coin and become very successful by being with her and being supportive of her and allowing her to be on her journey without feeling the envy and jealousy and the inner rage he was having, which was causing a big issues with their problems, was the fact that he could not be content within himself being with a woman who was so ambitious. He felt like a third wheel. He was a sideline gig for her. He was not the leader. He is very passive-aggressive, lacks confidence, basically kind of wallflower energy. A lot of your passive-aggressive, covert narcissists tend to be wallflowers. They feel very threatened by anybody who likes the limelight, is comfortable with it, and gets a lot of love and fuel because they get jealous because they cannot get that fuel because they are a covert, shy, narcissist, wallflower. They rage on the inside because they wish they could put themselves out there on the line and be more extroverted and charismatic. They lack that charisma. They lack that personality. They are clingerons. They are that incubus, succubus parasite that she did get that feeling from that I got from this deck. He was a parasite. She realized he wasn't contributing too much. He was just envious and jealous, and it was time to break free and take that parasite medication and get rid of him. To get those little suckers to unleash from her intestines, basically. So he couldn't handle getting dumped. He's that covert. So what do? Just like Scott Peterson, just like Watts, they have a very charismatic mate, and they got to take him out. That's really what they do. These coverts are very dangerous during breakups. So be careful, ladies. Be careful of the coverts. They like to come in as the hero who's helping you, but really they're not helping you. And then once they realize that they're not so much of a helper, like with Watt's case, and she flies high and she's doing good, they feel threatened because they're no longer that, that hero coming in and saving you from whatever was afflicting you. And then they turn dark because they don't get that ego boost and that fuel from feeling like the rescuer. And so that's the only way they can really get fuel is by doing it covertly. They just can't stand on their own. Here we go. So we have here deceit. Yep, you know, they do everything through deceit. What else do I have here? We have here choices. He could have made a choice. What comes around goes around. And we have here self-worth. You know, self-worth is important. And he's doing it through deceit, realizing that things could come around, goes around, because he wasn't too stupid on the situation. He knows things can come around and that he could be summoned. The energy can come back. That is karma right there. That is karma coming around, and this energy coming back and getting you because you're deceitful. You need self-worth. You need self-worth. You know, I want to have a conversation with a lot of people about your empathy, you guys. You got to be careful with your empathy and who you give it to, because empathy is used as a weapon. Your empathy, her empathy was used as a weapon of destruction. You got to be careful who you give your empathy to and how much empathy you give it to them. Sometimes you need to be a swords energy where you just go straight to logic. With some people, you need to take that water faucet and you need to turn it way down. That cup's energy, that empathy should be turned down for some people, because if you recognize that they have toxic traits, you need to turn off the empathy and go straight to logic, because they're gonna use it against you and they're gonna toy with you. So you got to be careful who you allow that empathy to. It can apply to family members even. If you realize that they're using it to their advantage, and they're toying with you with your empathy, it is time to shut off the love faucet, you guys. You got to watch your empathy and who you allow to use it with. This discussion is not talked about publicly, but with some people, you really got to turn off that love faucet. It sounds cruel. It feels cruel. It feels, if you're an empathetic individual that can actually feel pain of other people, even by reading an article like I can, you got to learn to shut that off then too, because what you're doing is creating a life of pain. You've got to somehow be able to be a observer and not an absorber. You've got to not absorb the pain, because then you're creating a lot of pain within yourself, and it seems to brew and manifest more empathy, and then you apply it to the wrong people and giving it to everybody. You should not open your heart up and give everybody empathy. It sounds good in philosophy, but in reality, folks, it can cost you your life, such as in Gabby's case. It can cost you if you give it your empathy to the wrong person. So I wanted to spread that message, because she decided to turn that love faucet off, but she should have turned it off before it got to this point where she was in a dangerous position, out on the road with him. Had she realized this much sooner of his toxicity, she could have gotten out of this a little safer by easing her way out. You know, you don't want to do it super fast with someone like that, but she could have eased her way out of the relationship in a safer way, because that's done in a safe. You got to do that carefully too. How you exit once you've gotten sucked in and once you've become ensnarled, that becomes a whole new case, versus when you've even just going on a date or two can be dangerous for women. So yeah, getting it snarled and getting out and shutting off the love faucet is really a delicate process that takes calculated planning, to be quite frank. I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.